We need to continually let ourselves not just have these conversations within our lecture rooms and within the academy, but actually go out there and prove to the world that, yeah, we have come, we have seen, and we are conquering. And beyond conquering, we will definitely conquer. Thank you very much. Thank you for the great audience you've been these 4 days. I'd like to welcome the following people to the platform. Dr. Patrick Mangeni, Dr. Levis Mugumya, and I'm going to invite my boss, Professor Umar Kakumba, to the platform. It is time for our closing ceremony. I think it's on Tuesday, I told my principal, I am leaving this place and I don't want anyone to call me again. And, my principal, Professor Josephina Ichire. Thank you. So in this closing, I'm going to invite Dr. Levis Mugumya to give his closing remarks, and when he is done, he will invite the representative for the Deputy Principal, College of Humanities and Social Sciences, Dr. Mugumya.
Thank you very much, Isaac. You have been an amazing MC. You have done this one quite often. We thank you very much. I know time is running out. It's a Friday. People need to go home to beat the jam. So I will try to stick to my script, and then we move out of this. The Deputy Vice Chancellor in charge of Academic Affairs, Professor Umar Kakumba, the Principal Chus, the principals who might be here, heads of department, colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. This afternoon we come to the end of a 4 days successful International Humanities Conference that has been organized by the College of Humanities and Social Sciences. It has been a great privilege for me to convene this event. The journey started in December 2021, and the first meetings of the organizing teams were convened in January 2022. We were a little apprehensive about the time amidst the exigencies of teaching and learning. But because of the zeal and enthusiasm from the great men and women of Chus, we couldn't be deterred. As you are aware, the call for abstracts and panel proposals went out around March 2022. It's not long ago. Of course, the college has had similar annual events since 2018, and this has become our tradition. At that time, we started with meetings of graduate students, and eventually we brought on board faculty from the college. In 2020, the meeting expanded beyond the university, and last year, albeit the COVID-19 disruptions, we put up the first online event that congregated scholars from all over the country and beyond. This year, we received more than 130 abstracts coming from scholars and practitioners in Kenya, Ethiopia, Tanzania, Malawi, Zambia, Zimbabwe, South Africa, Cameroon, Nigeria, the US, Germany, and of course, Uganda. I'm grateful to the college steering committee, composed of deans who provided all the support to the organizing team. I'm also grateful to the projects coordination committee, Dr. Edgar Nautanyi, where you can stand up if you're still around. Dr. Pamela Kanakwa, she's also on the coordination committee. I think our deputy principal is not around. And of course, our principal, who has provided the prompt intervention during the preparatory phases. and even thinking on her feet when it was necessary. You have provided excellent leadership. I appreciate the entire conference organizing committee members for their tremendous time and effort. The scientific committee that has been the engine of this event, chaired by Professor Grace Vantevia. Is she still in the house? You can stand up for recognition. Maybe she has left. They started their meetings in early January this year, and they have been meeting till last week. I wish to single out Miss Linda Nakalawa. Could you stand up, Linda? She has been an amazing lady in this event. You can have a seat. I also wish to single out Mr. Isaac Twasima. Could you stand up once again for recognition? My student. These have gone an extra mile to do work. I remember, I think last Sunday, they had even to come to the Choose Smart room to look at the program on the Book of Abstract the entire day. Thank you very much for that effort, and even providing the feedback to our participants whenever they needed it. Thank you, Isaac, and your team for organizing the graduate sessions that we had throughout the conference, but also for that graduate mentorship that we had on Tuesday morning before the conference started. The graduate students who are here, we thank you very much for participating in this conference. We requested them to provide full chapters of their write-up. And then we asked colleagues from the college and beyond to read and provide feedback. And we hope the feedback they provided you with is going to be helpful as you develop these chapters into publishable material. The Welfare Committee, Dr. Eve Nabria and Dr. Nach Joba, where are you? Can you stand up for recognition if you are still around? So they are there behind. We thank you for catering for our gastronomical affairs. I think we have had a feel. Thank you very much. The Health Committee was chaired by Dr. Musimentapis and, of course, Dr. Anthony Mugele, who has not been with us. Thank you, Peace, for linking us to the University Hospital. You pass on our gratitude to them, and for availing us a team that has been on standby for any medical mishaps. The PR team and the ICT team, this was led by, other than our PR, Ms. Rita Namisango. Could you please stand up? These people were able to broadcast events of this meeting to the world out there, and even to register excellent attendance. All those digital flyers that you saw, these were the efforts of this great team. I think there was also Eric and Dennis Wamala, Ms. Jenna Nyango, I think there is Proscobia Navate, Dr. Ivan Lukanda. Thank you very much for doing that great job. The one-man security committee, Dr. Martin Baruku, are you around? Yeah, there he is. So I have not had any security glitches. Personal appreciation to the OC Makerere and his team for ensuring a peaceful event. We are also grateful to the custodian of this building and your team for the usual assistance that you accorded us, and even for being there for us during this event. Of course, we had the hospitality team, Mr. Duncan Muhanguzi, Ms. Ann Nambiru, and Mr. Esther Namitara. You did an amazing job, and we thank you very much. Ms. Esther Namitala hasn't been able to be with us in this event, but she started it, and later on, she had some health challenges. We pray that she recovers soon and joins us. The chairs of different sessions. When I called you a couple of days ago, I was a bit worried that you would ask many questions. I'm glad you didn't, and you all turned up and led us and guided us in the various sessions that we had. Of course, our keynote speakers, I think they are not here today, Professor Derek Peterson and Professor Nakanyike Msi. We got in touch a long time ago. We thank you for traveling all the way from the US to be with us. We are thankful to Professor Nguji Wathiongo, the girl and son of Makerere. We know how committed you were to this event, although you are not able to be with us physically or even online. We pray for your good health, and we hope to hold a similar conversation with you soon. Of course, we had our own Ngujis here on Tuesday, Professor Bas Kiimba, Professor Dominica DiPio, Mr. Arogias Squitonda, Dr. Edgar Nabutanyi, and of course our very own Professor Susan Chiguli. You are the true representatives of Professor Nguji, and you put up a great conversation. Thank you very much. Our panelists this afternoon, what can I say? I think all of us have been here to witness. We thank you for coming back to Makerere. Share with us your experience in the field, and we have learned a lot from you, and we hope we can even incorporate this experience in our lectures in the lecture rooms. Our service providers, Jesh, Katumba Estates, Bethel, Mr. Elvis Rubanga, I don't know if he's here. He's an expert, in designing the books of abstracts that you had. Thank you for being there to provide the services that we needed during this event. Of course, Dr. Mayenda, I think he traveled today for the burial of Professor Mango, the mother of Professor Mango, but the team is still here, Kasaga and your team. We thank you for being there to provide the online option. When we started this conference, we made sure it was going to be a blended event. But I think by last week, we only had 12 people who had registered to participate online. So we suspended the online option because it was not worth to have that. On Monday, when I asked Mr. Dennis to give us a picture of people who have registered, he told us there were 86 people who had registered for the online event. And you can imagine the firefighting we had to do at that particular moment. We hope we have put up a very good event. Our hosts here at the College of Business Management, the entire team, we're indebted to you. Because of exams, we had challenges in securing space. But we would like to thank Professor Edward Bale, the Dean of School of Economics, who came to our rescue and availed us alternative spaces for the parallel sessions. We would like to thank you all for your time and dedication to every task we assigned to you, which you executed diligently. Finally, we are indebted to all of you, the conference presenters, for submitting your abstracts and panel proposals and preparing and presenting at various sessions. Thank you for enduring our constant emails to attend the small details that have made this conference a success. An event like this one can only be realized with scholars who identify with it and are willing to participate. If you send out a call and you don't receive any feedback, then you are likely not to stop that conference. But we weren't headed for that way. Before I end, I wish to acknowledge the support and guidance from the university leadership, who provide all the necessary support that we need. We can't forget, our financial partners, the Mellon Foundation, the Gerda Henkel Foundation. These partners are the reason why you didn't pay registration fees. And you had all these meals free of charge. So we thank them very much. Professor Umar Kakumba, I think Choose should reclaim you. We are very grateful for your constant support. Whenever we call you, even at a short notice, you come to our event. Thank you very much for coming to close this event. Whereas it was our wish to deliver an event without blemish, we know there are a couple of things that didn't go right as we had anticipated. For that matter, we deeply apologize for any mishaps you may have realized. Please let us know anything that did not please your eyes, that upset your stomach or your ears, so that we can do better next time. We are looking forward to another big and successful meeting in the forthcoming year. I know the college will most likely host 3 important meetings next year. We appeal you to come over to engage in different academic gymnastics. Let us uphold our mantra, choose on the move. Thank you very much as we build for the future. Let me now call my boss, Professor Mangeni to come and deliver your remarks on behalf of the Deputy Principal.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Gumia, our Deputy Vice Chancellor, Academic Affairs, Professor Umar Kakumba, the Principal of the College of Humanities and Social Sciences, Professor Josephine Haichire, and all you whose capacities I cannot exhaust now. I would like to say thank you, and thank you, and thank you for delivering this day. I just wanted to make a little correction. The Deputy Principal's office is in the house. So, yeah, I know he's following us where he is. So let it not appear like he absconded when our bosses are here. He's out officially and acting in his absence until he's back. So I just thought I needed to put that on record. Indeed, I just want to once more express my appreciation to the Deputy Vice Chancellor, our Academic Affairs, for keeping with us and keeping us moving. This is not something we can take for granted, and we want to appreciate that. To appreciate our principal of the college, because I think you can bear witness that since she started giving us leadership, much substance has been going on, but most of all, building teams and empowering us as a college. If I just look back at the symposium we started with, running up to now, how many people have been capacitated in respect of managing and coordinating events like this is not something that we can take for granted, this sense of teamwork. And we want to appreciate you, Professor Chire, for that. And those of you that have risen to the occasion when you have been called. I think the best exemplification for teamwork for me is at the opening of this ceremony when Professor Ngugi wa Thiong'o was not able to be with us physically, and how the literature department rose to the occasion and gave us a very memorable and a substantial day. I think that's a take-home for us. I want to appreciate the panel that was here this afternoon. Professor Monene, my brother Alex Mukuru, perhaps he has stepped out, Goreti Chomohendo, Sherina, and Caro. This has been quite moving. And some of the questions that were raised about how do we involve the young people and whether we are moving out, I think it's also incumbent now on us as the organizers of this conference to see, and we are doing archiving, and how we can be able to draw from this experience to make these narratives available, just beyond having it on YouTube. How can we break it up and make it available? I've listened to this discussion, and good enough. Give me my recorder there. Small. Yeah, the panel, and I have it. The entire panel. So did I have the one of Ngugi wa Thiong'o conversation. And I do that for my own interest, in archiving. But I just thought that the organizers of this occasion, and particularly also the literature department and others, should now move and have that transcribed and also make it available, both in our archives and our libraries, for the students to use for research and to guide our future conversations. In discussing here, we have exhibited the real spirit of debating and conversations. And our prayer is that we shall all understand and embrace that conversation in that spirit, so that this conversation may not be seen as dissent. as it were, but that we have just enabled a plurality of opinions. Gorty Chomhendo here and my brother Alex Mukulu really talked about this point of being angry, which reminded me of an exercise I normally do with my students of playwriting. The first thing I tell them to do is write down something that they would rather not talk about. Take note of something that they would rather not talk about. After they have done that, I say, that is the region and the substance you need to move into. What makes you really uncomfortable are the issues that you need to kind of deal with. And which reminded me of this Greek author and philosopher who said, a writer is both a tradition of and a rebel against the traditions of his time. And I thought that was quite a good invitation they were giving us. So finally, I would like to once more appreciate all that made their contribution to this particular conference. I want to appreciate the management for the support they have always given us, for Rita and her team and all that have been able to give us this, we call it optic nutrition, all this aesthetic display before us. We don't want to take that for granted. So thank you very much, everyone, for your contribution to the day. And with these remarks, I would like to invite, I will just give them a moment. Yes, I would like to invite the principal to come forward and give a few remarks, and then invite the Deputy Vice Chancellor, Academic Affairs, Professor Umar Kakumba, to address us. Thank you.
The protocol has already been done. Professor Kakumba is a Chusian. That one we finished. It's not debatable. And would like, first of all, for you, Prof, to perform a small function. Our other panelists have left, but this is hot off the press, a book by Chus. Those who are the editors and some of the remnants of the writers, the authors who are in, you could stand up. And would like their DVC to offer this to our dear distinguished panelists to show that we are working. So you can come over. Not say much, but to say that we are gratified that we've finally accomplished what we started on Tuesday. We have debated, we have networked, we have listened, we have done all this that it takes for an academic event. For the all the committee members, just stand up briefly, including Eric. Where's Eric Rubega? He's always behind the machines. Thank you very much. Thank you. You have really done a phenomenal event. Thank you very much. There will be another session to share with you the comments that we have received worldwide, but it won't be for today. DVC, honor to welcome you. In this room we had, because now we are talking in history, we had keynote speakers. First of all, we have the VC. We had the VC opening the session, the ceremony. We had the ambassador, Germany ambassador, Mr. Matthias Schauer. We had keynote speakers. We had all kinds of participants, as you can see. We had deans, we had heads of departments, members of staff, and students, actually. But because of examinations, of course, we couldn't expect them to fully engage their GRs. They had to reserve some for the examinations. So without taking much time, I'm gratified to welcome you to close this very energizing conference themed Knowledge Revolutions and Practices, Area, Cultural, and Global Studies.
Many thanks to you, Principal, College of Humanities, Professor Josephine Aichire. I don't know where to start. You know the irony of speaking last and at such a time when you have had a grueling, 4-day event and even a much more longer day like this. It's quite difficult. But it will permit me to say the distinguished participants of this International Humanities Conference and all the protocols. I want to take the recognition of all of those that have participated from the very, very beginning. The honor that was given by the Vice Chancellor, His Excellency the Ambassador of Germany, and many partners of the university and the College of Humanities and Social Sciences, the keynote speakers, the chairs of the different sessions, the leadership of the College of Humanities represented here, but also the wonderful organizers of this conference. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a very, very good afternoon and a good evening, turning into an evening. As a university leadership, we are very, very much delighted to once again grace an event organized by the College of Humanities and Social Sciences. Indeed, Isaac said, we came, we saw, we've conquered. And then I can marry that with your mantra, choose on the move. Indeed, you have done wonderful. Yeah, so as we commemorate Makerere University's centennial celebrations, this could not have come at any better time. You know, the work that has been exhibited here, running way for the organization that you said commenced in 2011. Dr. Mugumi Aya said 2011, that's when you started doing the call for the abstracts. 2021. So the spirit of the centennial celebrations come out very, 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 very well in this conference, and we want to thank you so much, the College of Humanities and Social Sciences. Ladies and gentlemen, I am very, very much extremely honored and in a very, very much way to officiate at such a closing ceremony, especially after the exciting panel. The last event has been very wonderful, very informative, very engaging. I want to thank Caro. Caro is gone away. I want to thank Sherin, Goretti. Sir Isaac has moved out. Yeah, and then Professor, Jesse Monene. The engagement really has been very, very much activating and exciting. You'll agree with me that everybody else, even those who are still following us online, that you'd wish that it doesn't end, but then It has been an eventful week and quite tiring, especially for those that have been behind every bit of organization. Yeah, I believe that the goal of this conference to explore the impact of knowledge revolutions on university practices and on the conduct of research in humanities and social sciences has been very much realized. Over the past 4 days, we have had these distinguished scholars, the researchers, the students, and various stakeholders coming in here to share knowledge and also experiences. And while I've not been present physically, I've been following online, but I also got very good stories for those that attended physically here in the various split sessions. That this has been quite informative, quite enriching in terms of knowledge, in terms of experiences, and also making us better people. Ladies and gentlemen, you'll agree with me that the theme of this conference in knowledge revolutions and practices, looking at areas, culture, and global studies, is a very, very important thing to review, especially for the College of Humanities and Social Sciences. As much as you know, the humanities and social sciences are not only the biggest or the biggest college in this university, but the humanities and social sciences also touch every aspect of knowledge base in this institution. Whether science, whether vet, whether health sciences. And just like the conversations have gone on, humanities bring out the realities in society. There is no question about that. Humanities and social sciences is about the lives of the people. It's about the livelihood of the people. It's about the communities. And Professor Munene here said that it's about services. Because you touch the very base of society and their livelihood. If you are talking about people of performing arts like Mukulu, Alex Mukulu, Sir Alex Mukulu, rightly articulated here, you use the humanities to build the character in society. And of course, as again the conversations have revealed here, our society is under threat. There is a lot of proliferation of many cultures and the good and the bad. And then once you have this proliferation, then the identity of my sister and Mulamu, Professor Sarah Sali, becomes threatened. Yeah? She's the director of a Center of Excellence on Notions of Identity under the African Research Universities Alliance. But you see, identity is what makes you, it's what makes you to be what you are. And it what gives you the sense of belonging, and also it gives you the basis from which you can be able to foster and even please or even try to make any contribution to anyone else. But as the engagement has been on, and when you scan through the abstracts of this conference, you will also realize that the debate has been very, very important, contributing to the well-being of the people, but also to rethink the utility of knowledge. Okay, how we utilize this knowledge. In this conference, you'll agree with me that what people are talking about, Professor Munene, everybody, when they are talking about Makerere and many other higher institutions of learning, they always describe this big gap between the ivory tower, between the universities, and then the community there, Abantu Awansi. But when I see that you can bring in people like Sherin, who are doing a lot of work in the communities. You bring Goretti, who has been in practice for many years, teaching young people to write, writing, and all of that, to come and share knowledge and have this engagement, then you are bridging that gap. You are helping us to take the university from the ivory tower, and you're also helping us. In the 70s, we are told they used to say that you take the gowns to town. The gowns represent this a description of the universities, but you take those gowns to town and where the traders and everybody wants to pick out a lot of value. So as a university, ladies and gentlemen, in the context of this changing global trends and the increasing competition in higher education as a university, we have considered it a priority to further strengthen our academic development and research, as well as student development. And that's why we want to thank so much our partners. We want to thank so much our partners, Andrew Mellon, that have supported training, but have also supported research, postdocs, and everything that goes in there. Because we must support our students. The studentship is important to also research and also exhibit and share and disseminate whatever they are doing to give that strong confidence. And part of our initiative as a university is to leverage our wealth of experience in liberal arts education and our research excellence to collaborate with eminent universities and also the partnerships that I've talked about, so that we can offer distinct programs and also provide research opportunities for outstanding students across the world. And in so doing, we are elevating our reputation as an institution, but also we are elevating our society to a better level so that we meet those expectations. Ladies and gentlemen, Makerere University, we are constantly challenged that it's not good enough to conduct the cutting-edge research, but this cutting-edge research must be disseminated, must reach out to the people. Through such engagements and conferences, we are disseminating, but we are also trying to prove our worth, okay, as an institution, and also building a good relationship with our partners and stakeholders within the country and outside. It is therefore my sincere hope that during the conference, the participants have had an opportunity to strengthen these partnerships and collaborative networks so as to continue the process of inquiry and finding lasting solutions to the challenges in humanities and social sciences. I expect that the outputs of this conference will cumulatively enhance livelihoods and contribute to the further development of vibrant communities and social sciences discipline, and also in line with the themes and objectives of this conference. Let me end, ladies and gentlemen, once again by appreciating Professor Hichire as your leadership to the College of Humanities and Social Sciences. I will say this many times, and I've also intimated it to you severally, that you brought in a blend that has really, every now and then you see humanities is exhibiting. There is this, you have new books you have written, you have the Mawazos being relaunched, you have the Gender and Women Conference for 30 years and exhibiting all of those works. You have the literature you brought back here, those, the greats we have, the Arthur Gakwandis, and you have those choose conversations of our, so that the young people can have inspiration, because inspiration is great. We have forgotten many who have retired here in Makerere, but they still have a wealth of knowledge. So, Professor Hichire, your leadership and the team of the deans here, and the heads of department, the program coordinators, thank you so much. We want to appreciate that. You'll permit me again, finally, to appreciate the work of our partners, development partners. This would not have realized its success, particularly if it weren't for the Andrew Mellon Foundation and the Hilda Henkel Stiftung, who have supported this conference and also continue to provide much needed funding for the various programs and endeavors in the College of Humanities and Social Sciences. Ladies and gentlemen, you'll permit me at the very, very last to appreciate those stakeholders, especially from outside the Makerere, who have participated religiously in all the activities of this conference. We have been informed and also taught that literature is interrogative, literature is interpretive. I think this was Goretti. Literature is analytical. So it may not necessarily be at the same wavelength with the establishment. Eh? Yeah, because we need that literature to interrogate and question. Even for what we do as a university, as an institution, how do we do better? Okay, in terms of training, especially for the humanities and social sciences education. So I want to appreciate that, using performing arts to build character, and also being able to, create opportunities and inspiration for the young people, and also making an opportunity to engage and have these conversations. I think they really make us worth of our mandate and our duty as a higher education institution of the 21st century. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't want to go beyond that. I want to thank everybody. I want to thank you all. For those of you who have joined us and still online, we want to appreciate so much. I now take the singular honor to declare this International Humanities Conference 2022 officially closed. I thank you for listening to me.
Give this one to President, to the Vice Chancellor. So would like to take this opportunity to present our Deputy Vice Chancellor, Academic Affairs, with 2 copies of our Bride in the House, Historicizing the Humanities at Makerere University, Trends, Patterns, and Prospects.
Okay. No, I'm okay.
People